This show, I don't want to say changed my life, but it put me in a significantly better mood than I have been watching a show in a very long time. So the last time I felt so good about a show, and I'm like, whoa, just a overall excitement was 2019 The Boys, the first season after that. After
there's a lot of parallels with
after The Boys ended, I was like, oh my god, I was so excited. And every episode with Invincible, I was so excited. I wanted the next episode.
If I could have, I would have tried to watch this whole thing in a day. I mean,
it would have been a good day.
That's how into it I was.
It was hard to not watch the next episode.
Yeah, I mean, because of life and craziness, I have to watch these late at night or
of course,
in weird circumstances. But I'm watching until my eyes are closing. Yeah. Right. That's how I was just like.
That's how I finished it.
I was like, I'm putting it on again. I'm gonna play the next episode, and then I fall asleep, and then I go back and try to catch up. And because I was just I didn't want to stop.
It's so good.
It is frustrating how good people can make this show, and other people can't make other comic adaptations.
But here's a reason why I think, and
because it's animated.
Well, yes, because it's animated.
Yeah.
But see, and I might be completely wrong, because this comic story goes far pretty back. It started in 2003, so it's been around.
Yeah, people do know about it.
Yeah, people know about it, but I think they kind of made it like we don't have to impress anybody. We just have to make what we want to make.
Yeah.
This is the story that we like, that we care about, so let's make it.
Yeah.
They weren't like, oh, well, we got to make sure these people are happy, and we got to include that. So we get people talking about that. Well, then that's going to domino effect, so people can start that chatter, so we can kind of build up to that's going to happen in 3 years. I don't think they didn't have anything. They're like, yo, this story's awesome. Let's make it an animated show, and they just did it.
I know.
And they stuck true to whatever. I haven't read the comics.
Yeah, me either.
They probably, I'm guessing, stuck true to what's in the pages.
Yeah.
And just did it, and it's good.
My take on it is similar to yours. I think that it is good because we don't know these characters.
Yeah.
So similar to you being like, they're not there's no pressure on them to do anything specific, right? So they don't have to family friendly any of these characters.
Didn't family friendly at all.
And I loved it.
It was so good because that's what superheroes are sometimes.
Right.
The Star Spangled Banner hero looking up to the people. Yeah. It's just not that way sometimes.
Which is why I like The Boys.
Yeah.
And this show is very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if I didn't tell somebody that it was a comic and I just said, hey, Amazon made a show.
Yeah.
They might be like, hey, superheroes gone wrong is what The Boys is, right?
Yeah.
But I like that this is multi universes. This is or not universes, but worlds. And I like that it's
there's a lot of different things.
A lot of different heroes and stuff and monsters and and so it is larger than The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
But they go there in this show. The Boys made my jaw drop too, but this show, every time I was like, yeah, they're gonna cut away, and they do not. They never cut away.
No,
in this show,
it is. I can't think of the word. It is extremely, violently,
so violent,
graphic.
Yes,
it is just otherworldly, violent.
But I never once thought it was violent for violence sake.
No, it was so necessary.
Yeah, they were trying to show the evil of a person, right? Mm-hmm. Or of a hero.
Yeah.
Hero, right? They're trying to show how evil this thing could be.
Yeah.
And
in the just the power behind it.
Yeah, and so he completely turns on the world, right? Which he was always going to.
Did you know?
that's what was happening.
Did you know there was a big twist like that?
Well,
I was waiting for something, but I didn't think it was gonna be like that. I had some feel like I was quiet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
You mean when Omni-Man was giving his spiel about?
Yeah, when he switched, I was like, oh, whoa.
So I actually was hoping for. Well, I shouldn't say hoping. My original thought was that it was gonna be like a humane reason. I didn't think that
it was just violence for the sake of violence.
Well, because he's essentially saying, "Well, I'm from another world, right? Yeah. And we're here to take over. And I'm essentially my purpose on Earth is to destroy all the weak.
Yeah,
right. And I was originally thinking he was gonna have an actual humane reason and say actually these people or heroes turn on humans down the road. And I've seen it, and that's why I'm doing it, and was to protect you guys. I didn't know it was.
You didn't know he was evil.
Yeah, because he starts evil.
Yeah.
So in episode 1, you see him evil. Omni-Man kills everybody in episode 1. Yeah. And so then you're thinking, this is either a really bad guy or he knows something we don't.
Then that was where my mind went right away.
Right. He knows something we don't, right? That's where I went
I was
too.
like, oh, so this group of people was going to destroy the world, and he stopped it from happening.
That's exactly what I thought.
Awesome.
Yeah. So he saves the world. But he started evil, and he ended evil.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Which still, I think, made the show really good.
Yeah,
because he wasn't. He was a piece of shit. They showed you,
bad.
And it never changed, and I loved it.
Yeah, it was bad.
I loved it for that reason.
Did you instantly hate him, or did you just hate him the whole? I didn't hate him the whole series because I thought.
Yeah, I didn't.
I hated him after. I was like, get out of here, man.
Well,
I hated him.
I hate again the same way I hate in the boys. I hate. Is it Homelander? Not Homelander. Highlander's a vehicle.
Yes.
Homelander. I hate Homelander because nobody can kick his ass. And
nobody.
That is what I wanted. And so I'm still angry about the whole Omni-Man thing.
Because he gets away
because he flies away.
Totally unharmed.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care. Well, I mean he does care, that's why he flies away. But essentially he's like, I don't need to pay for my sins here on this planet. And he can fly away because nobody can stop him. And he proves that because they try every single
I'm getting
thing
flashbacks
to stop
now just talking about it.
So I hate him the same way I hate Homelander because I just want somebody to kick his ass.
Yeah. But nobody can.
No, nobody can
There's
touch him.
no shot. But not to get too off top, I do think Homelander's going to get the shit kicked out of him somewhere. Yeah. I don't know who. I don't know how. Again, I didn't read those comics either.
But they are building to that.
Homelander's gonna get his face pulled off. Of
the
his skull.
Bigger the ego is getting with these guys, the more brutal the beating is gonna be at the end of the series.
Somebody's gonna come in,
which I hope,
and just literally.
It could be the same with Omni-Man, right?
I mean, he's coming back.
It's gonna get to a point where. I would imagine Invincible is going to be the one to kick his ass in this.
I mean, he's a kid. He's a kid
right now.
He's got a lot to go. He's going to get stronger.
But I love that about the show too.
He's going to get
one of the best things this show could have done was give this kid superpowers at 17 and then have him get his ass kicked every episode. Every episode. He's just getting beat.
Bad. Because, not punt. He's getting near death. He's
But I love that they were just because somebody gets powers
doesn't mean shit.
Doesn't mean anything because he is so inexperienced. Yeah. He is so immature.
He's a kid.
Yeah, he calls himself
that. He's like, I'm a child.
And when you're 17, you think you're invincible.
Yeah.
Right, which I think is the whole point of the show. You're a teenager, you think you're invincible, and then he's constantly reminded that he's not.
Yeah.
And
there's
I
a lot
love
you can
that.
peel back
Right.
on this show.
Oh yeah.
It made me look about my life when I was a kid. I was like,
you're
yo, was
like,
I?
man,
What was?
did I go around thinking that?
I mean, probably. I was probably a little shit.
I think a lot of teenagers do.
But
and then life has to come
and beat the shit out
knock
of
you
and
down.
you're like, oh, cool. So maybe I should just shut up next time. And
right.
Which he kind of goes through
exactly
as time goes on. He's like, oh, okay. Let me deal with this a little bit differently this time because last time got the shit kicked out of me.
And that's the best thing the show could have done.
Yeah.
Was not make him, even by the last episode, he still is not strong enough.
No.
He's still not good enough. And I think that's the best decision that they could have made.
And it's just going to make the show better.
Yeah.
It's going to make season 2
now
better.
It's believable. Now I know he has to train. He has to get better. And when he does, he's probably still going to get beat again. But he's going to keep, he's going to earn my respect by the end of this series. But
that's what makes you love somebody.
Right.
That's what makes you fall in love with a character. And probably not in this situation.
Agree. No, I agree.
But that's what makes little kids be like, I want to like be that guy, or I want to like be my own super. Like it's what makes you get attached to somebody.
Agree. Yeah, because
when you can be like, yo, I get it. I know. I've been there.
Well,
I get it.
We get attached to the heroes that show a humane side of themselves, right?
Yeah.
So we understand a individual who's trying to become something and gets knocked down. And he takes one step forward, 2 steps back, but he never gives up.
Yeah.
Right? It's such a relatable thing for so many people, and that's how people fall in love with these heroes.
And as crazy as this show was, it was pretty relatable. In a
Yeah.
lot of different ways.
It was very relatable.
In a lot of
even
different ways.
in the last episode, Omni-Man's speech is still like it's like very Thanos.
Is it Thanos-y?
Yeah.
God, I wanted to say it first.
His Thanos speech.
It was.
Yeah, it was. It was
like the human race will just be so much better for it.
Yeah. Like
he's like
in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
All of this will just
it means nothing. It
Yeah.
means nothing to me. It means nothing to you.
Right.
But again, the kid is a human kid.
Exactly.
So it's a whole different thing, and I was shocked at the whole
Omni-Man's reveal.
No, well, yeah, and then kind of the fight they had when they're just murdering just thousands of people.
Yeah.
They were going around for 10, 15 minutes, just murdering tons of people.
And I was thinking originally, because they were fighting in that field before they murdered.
Oh, yes,
yeah. And I was like, oh, that was very cool of the comic to like keep the heroes fighting in the field.
Yeah, away from civilization.
But then to teach his son a lesson, Omni-Man throws him into the middle of a city to teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
God, man.
But that was so good.
I know. It's
like
such a good story.
Obviously not from a humanity standpoint. From the situation that they were in, I get what Omni-Man was doing. He's like, I will kill every single person until you get it.
Right.
And he's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And then when you put him in the train and he's like, watch them all die.
Yeah.
He goes, here's what I'm going to do.
God.
He goes, since you don't understand it,
right?
Since you don't have a grasp on what I'm trying to do, you get to watch everybody die in front of your eyes.
Which is just...
And I'm like, again, you don't agree with it, but I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
That's good.
And that was one of the scenes where I was like, but they're not going to show that.
Yeah, they showed it.
They stay on
They showed it.
And they show all the people dying.
People were exploding.
Yeah. And then at the end of it, Invincible stands up and he's covered in blood.
Everybody else's blood. And he's like, do you get it now?
What? Yeah, and he's like crushing them like insects.
And then he kills more, and he's like, and he said something. He's like, it's still not right.
Right.
And then he goes and starts stepping on people
like insects.
He's like, I'll kill them all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but again, it was good. Of course, you don't agree with him, but I'm like, what an amazing way to get the message across.
Yeah,
that would work on me.
You'd be like, yes,
and I know it worked on Mark. Like, I get that. It was again delivered in a different way, but for him to just hold his head there and be like, here, now you're responsible for their death. Yeah. Now their blood is on your hands, literally. And he's like, just watch these women and children and people die because of you.
I know.
You did this. They're dead because you don't listen, because you don't get it.
God, it's so good. so good.
And then you have nightmares after, and
It's fine. It's fine.
I woke up. I was like, "Oh my god!"
You
You're
move
fine.
on.
But it was so good. It was so.
It was
all of it was just.
It was a great
awesome.
show. If anyone's just looking for, I mean, I can't say it's for everybody. It is very violent.
Yeah.
It's not a family-friendly show. My kids kept trying to see it because it was animated.
Yeah, that's a tough part, man.
Yeah.
Like they can't see this for years. Like,
Oh yeah, they can't see
when
this.
they're 16, maybe.
Well into.
But
when they drive a car,
you can watch this show. But there's gonna be some parent out there that's like, it's animated. Like, what are you talking? Like, it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
This is
doesn't work
not.
that way.
I was at some points like, whoa, all right.
And then,
people were exploding.
Yeah.
You're seeing organs and brains and spines and
right.
like, yo.
And the thing is, they do choose to do these graphic scenes animated, so they do keep them animated because you can get away with more.
There's no way you could do a live action. Well, I mean, you could. You would just have to do it a different
tone it
way.
down. Yeah,
You
do
would have
live
to
action. It's too realistic and it's unsettling, and you can live with it when it's animated and it doesn't scar you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This scarred me a little bit.
Give you a nightmare.
It gave me a nightmare. I was scared, but it was just
really good. Yeah.
That was my favorite. Not my. There's a lot of favorites, but when he's like, "You kill them all," like that, like for whatever reason, like it sat on my chest, like it sat on top of me.
Yeah, because he was
being like,
he was saying his stubbornness, right? It was his stubbornness that was murdering this.
But he kept not repeating it over, but he kept saying it. He's like, "You're the reason. This is happening because of you."
Yeah.
And then when he was holding the building up, and he was holding the woman's arm, and then he pulled the arm, and it was just her arm, and then Omni-Man came again. He's like, "See," he's like, "They all could have lived. They could have seen tomorrow,
right?
But because of you, now they don't get to." And I'm like, "Whoa, bro, whoa!"
And again, like he's there. It's like a classic setup of a scene where you believe the hero is gonna save the day. Yeah. Right? The woman and her child are in the
and you
apartment.
felt good. You're like, "Oh, fine, he's saving, gonna do something good.
He's saving them." No.
Yo, he pulls her severed arm out.
They die.
Yeah.
But if this was a Marvel movie, they would live.
Oh my god, you got me started.
But highly recommend this show.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's so good. Great storytelling. It is phenomenal character development. We don't even know these people, and you love them by the end.